Imagine a commercial pilot navigating a 747 through heavy turbulence, but instead of an instrument panel, they have to read a massive, unformatted spreadsheet. If that pilot has to scan hundreds of rows of text to figure out their altitude or how much fuel is left in the tanks, the plane will crash long before they find the right numbers. Running a company in a highly volatile market operates on the exact same logic. C-suite executives are flying blind if they rely on the wrong instruments. Yet, in many organizations, leadership teams try to steer the business using 100-page financial reports delivered at the end of the month. That document is the corporate equivalent of the pilot's spreadsheet. We call this high-latency data. When a crisis hits the factory floor or a key client threatens to leave today, a report detailing what happened 30 days ago offers zero utility for immediate course correction. Collecting vast amounts of raw data without real-time proximity to the actual operations is a fatal liability. To fix this, leadership must abandon the standard data dump approach and adopt visual management. This interface demonstrates the 3-second rule. An effective executive dashboard should allow you to look at a screen and know within 3 seconds if a specific department is safe, in a warning state, or facing a critical failure. Achieving this requires a psychological shift. You are no longer reading for deep historical analysis. Instead, you are scanning for immediate, real-time operational status. This framework forces executive leadership out of a reactive posture. Instead of reviewing the damage at the end of the quarter, you can make proactive daily interventions. To make that happen, we are going to construct a customized, real-time strategy metrics dashboard from the ground up. True control means ruthlessly filtering out the noise until you are left with only the most actionable, vital signs. Before we build the dashboard, we have to define the 2 mechanical instruments that make it function. This graphic shows a lagging indicator. Metrics like total sales measure historical outcomes. Alongside it is the leading indicator. Measuring variables like machine temperature, these act as early warning systems, predicting future conditions before they materialize. Using both instruments, we can construct the 4-pillar daily balanced scorecard. This is the architectural foundation of your C-level dashboard. We start with Pillar 1, financial health. The first critical metric here is cash runway. If revenue drops to absolute zero today, exactly how many days can the company survive and meet payroll? Next, we track daily revenue versus target. This measures growth momentum, showing instantly if the sales trajectory is compounding or stalling. Executives who wait for the accounting department to close the books on the 30th lose the window to stanch financial bleeding while it is actually happening. Moving outward, we build Pillar 2, voice of the customer. This quadrant tracks OTF, on-time, in-full delivery. In B2B environments, this is the ultimate measure of vendor reliability. We pair that with the daily complaint resolution rate. Monitoring whether client issues are resolved within a strict 24-hour window allows leadership to intervene before frustration turns into churn. Next is Pillar 3, the operational pulse. This relies heavily on OEE, or overall equipment effectiveness. It evaluates how efficiently the back-end hardware is performing. Look at this operational pulse quadrant. When we track defect and rework rates, we are looking at leading indicators. A sudden spike here warns us of hidden, escalating costs on the floor. Tight monitoring of these variables isolates back-end inefficiencies and contains them, keeping internal friction from becoming a customer-facing crisis. Finally, we have Pillar 4, team energy and alignment. Here, the absenteeism rate serves as a crucial non-financial proxy. An abnormal spike in a specific department usually indicates dropping morale or severe internal friction. We also track strategic milestone progress, which allows leadership to locate the exact departmental bottlenecks stalling major company initiatives. To see the stakes of this architecture, let's examine Siam Precision Parts, a B2B automotive manufacturer. The company was facing a major crisis. Chronic late deliveries were driving a core automotive client to the brink of contract cancellation. The root cause was leadership failure. The CEO was effectively data blind, trying to untangle daily supply chain bottlenecks using aggregated month-end reports. Business diagnosticians intervened. They scrapped the old replying structure entirely and installed a real-time dashboard right on the factory floor and in the CEO's office. By replacing a mountain of historical data with just 3 highly targeted metrics, they reset the foundation of executive authority. This map visualizes the new metrics: production versus plan, shipment readiness, and machine downtime. Within the first week, a trigger event occurred. From his office, the CEO saw the dial for CNC machine number 3 blinking red for 2 continuous hours. He didn't have to convene an investigative committee or wait for a weekly summary. The real-time alert sent him straight down to the factory floor. The root cause was immediately clear. A procurement error left the machine with a depleted stock of specific blade parts. The CEO bypassed standard purchasing protocol, authorized emergency cash on the spot, and had the parts sourced from a local vendor. The machine restarted that afternoon. The shipment left the loading dock on time, and the client relationship was preserved. Real-time visual management collapses the physical and bureaucratic distance between the C-suite and the operational bottleneck. Now, apply this logic to your own operational reality. Look at the reports you review every morning. We use a 5-point validation scan to audit existing executive dashboards and ensure they are actually functional. Item 1. It must contain fewer than 10 metrics. Anything more is a data dump that fragments your attention. Item 2. High data freshness. If the dashboard doesn't integrate daily or real-time numbers, you cannot use it for immediate decision-making. Items 3 and 4. It must clearly contrast target expectations against actual performance, and it must allow you to drill down into the data to locate specific root causes. Finally, Item 5. Every single metric must have a named owner responsible for its trajectory. If the numbers drop and no one in the room owns the metric, the dashboard fails. A reporting system that fails these 5 checks isn't a management tool. It is an organizational liability. Ultimately, hoarding vast amounts of data does not equate to managerial power. True operational power is defined by the speed at which a leader can synthesize data, identify an anomaly, and execute an intervention. But securing your daily operational loop is only the first step. Once the baseline is stable, leadership must figure out how to drive new growth. Next time, we will examine how to allocate capital and select new projects for your innovation pipeline without burning through the cash reserves we just learned to monitor. Because mastering your daily dashboard is the absolute prerequisite before you can successfully build your future portfolio.